Hi guys, Carrie here. It's been a while since I've done a video, so thank you for being patient with me and thank you for tuning in. Um, just a quick update. I did find a laptop. My sister actually um, gave me one that she wasn't using, so I have a laptop now. I'm able to to do journal entries really fast. So I'm really relieved, and my writing hand is relieved too. But this video is going to be, if you haven't seen any of my videos, and depending on where you are with your spiritual journey, this might seem very out there to you. And you have to excuse me, I'm dealing with some lighting issues, but um, I'm really washed out, but one thing at a time. We're actually not going to be living here very much longer, so I'm happy about that. So for now, yeah, this might seem a bit out there if you're brand new to awakening. But I'm on an ascension path, so this is very everyday kind of stuff for me. So hopefully it resonates with you. But this video is about Pandora radio and guide communication. And I'm going to give you an example of very recent example of how I'm receiving communication from my guides through Pandora radio. I do have to give a little bit of a backstory, because if I don't, it's not going to make any sense to you. So, yeah. So, okay, if you don't know anything about me, my mom, my biological mother, died when I was a baby. And my father was in a wheelchair, couldn't take care of me. So, his sister, my aunt, and her husband adopted me. And, well, here I am. No. Yeah, my aunt has been through a lot of trauma herself. It's like a perpetuating thing, and my lineage is trauma, and neglect, and abandonment, and abuse, and addiction that's just perpetuated through my bloodline here. So that's actually part of the reason why I'm here, is to help fix that. But yeah, she's just really hardened her heart. She isn't allowing of love. When I was raised, I wasn't allowed to feel any emotion. I mean, of course, I was allowed to feel it, but I could never say it. I couldn't express it, because any little hint that I was dissatisfied, I was met with, "Oh, you should be appreciative of me taking care of you." And I was told I was adopted at a very, very young age, and I wasn't ready for that. And I just experienced a lot of emotional fit at the time. Before age 14, it was physical abuse as well, but that stopped when, of course, I started fighting back at the age of 14. But a lot of abuse, mental abuse and emotional abuse there, and it was very toxic. So I had recently decided that I was going to walk away from that situation. There was a part of me growing up that really needed a mother. Like I couldn't walk away, no matter how toxic, no matter how much abuse she shelled out to me. I wouldn't walk away, because that little child inside me craved a mother, and it was very dysfunctional. Um, yeah, so I had walked away from that here just a few months ago. And I was like, I'm never going back to that situation. I'm never going to allow any amount of abuse, because that set up a pattern for me. I mean, yeah, when you allow abuse in your life, just to feel a void inside of yourself, that is always going to be dysfunctional. Because what, like, whenever we as humans, we have that hole inside of us, and we have this trauma, like, we don't feel whole, and we always pull in what we feel in here. And it's the law of attraction, what we put out, and we might not even be consciously doing it. But I would all my relationships in my life resembled that one relationship. And even if I knew it was a bad relationship, I didn't want to let go of it, and it caused me a lot of problems in my life. So, and I do have to explain all of this, because this kind of concept for me too. I'm kind of writing the book on this kind of stuff here, this concept. Um, yeah, you have to know the history, and what, that way it'll make sense whenever you hear the song, or you read the lyrics, that you're not gonna be confused. So, okay, so I received a call uh 2 weeks ago from my sister, and my daughter answered the phone. She was like, "Oh, I want to talk to her." Well, my sister thought it was me, and just started explaining, "Hey, mom fell off the ladder in the garage and hit her head. My mom had an accident, and busted her head open, and had to be rushed to the emergency room. She had a minor stroke. I think it's a minor one. She's still functional, but then she had a few mini strokes after that. So, um, yeah, 15 staples on her head. And I was really apathetic. I mean, I was like, okay. I mean, I was concerned about the dog situation, because there's a lot of dogs that were living out there. Um, yeah, I honestly cared more at the time. I mean, I thought more at the time of the dogs than I did her, because of all the abuse. Um, and I don't know. I guess I was kind of turning a little bit bitter myself. And everything, everything in this reality is a mirror. So just think about that. Um, yeah, but I didn't go see her until, I think, the third day she was in the hospital, when my sister was like, "Hey, I need you to meet me up here for something." She told me to come up there. She was wanting. Well, what songs am I doing? Oh, that's another story. Okay, so yeah, I go up there, and this woman, who's just 87 pounds at this point, is just laying there in this bed. And I couldn't help but have an overwhelming feeling of compassion. Now, I've done the formula of compassion with my situation with her over and over and over and over. Peeled many layers of bullshit and trauma off, like an onion. It comes off. So, but and it wasn't like it wasn't something that I did when I said goodbye to her for spite. It was to set the boundary for myself, and show my soul, my inner child was terrified in there, like, please don't let me around this woman anymore. But I did it to protect myself, and that's okay. That's what I was supposed to do in my contract with this woman. So yeah, I just felt really compassionate for her, and she wasn't remembering anything. It's like she didn't remember who I was, but she remembered who I was, but she couldn't. It's like she forgot that she hated me, and that we didn't get along. And for a while, I was like, okay, well, I don't really like the shadow in here, but I'm just gonna go with it. um, yeah, part of me was hopeful that I would actually have a mom, and that she would change into this, that the strokes and the accident had changed her into the mom that I always wanted. And because she even used to tell me, oh, you don't deserve a mom, I don't have any love for you, that I don't deserve to have a mom. So I mean, yeah, that's some crazy stuff there. I I, I didn't want to, but I just kind of jumped all in. There's a song by Florence and the Machine. It's a new one called Moderation. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it, because that's exactly how I felt. It's like, you want me to love you in moderation. If I'm going to love somebody, really love, I'm all in. I can't just, hold them at a distance. It's very hard for me to do because I'm a very compassionate person and empathic. So yeah, let me reel it back in here. Fast forward a couple of days, they sent her into the nursing and rehab center at a nursing home, and she didn't understand that she was going to be there for rehab, and then she was going to be released. So she was trying to leave, and they put her in this the locked part of it, and I just felt really bad. I used to work there in that hall for dementia patients, and then all of a sudden I'm going in and I'm visiting her there, and she didn't have any clothes, no nothing. I went and I spent money on making her comfortable. Well, so this whole time I'm just like thinking, okay, you better not get your hopes up too high, because if you do, you're going to fall flat on your face. Because any day she could just start remembering, and she's going to hate you again and start being a total bitch to you. After everything I've done, that would have really hurt me. I mean, really. So I was kind of having to learn how to put up that block with her and love her in moderation. And it was a huge lesson, and Pandora Radio helped me figure it out. So, okay, the next day after my first visit with her at the nursing home, I was at home here, and I was cleaning, I was cooking, I was like doing regular stuff. I was in a pretty good mood. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, because this was a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, a lot of depressing things. I had to pick all of those dogs up out there one by one and put them in a crate to be rehomed. And I grown really attached to some of them. I was really sad. I was not in a good place, but I was fighting it, I was trying to be that strong girl and not cry. And I do believe that it takes more strength to cry. And I'll tell you why. Because I went to take a shower, and I put on Pandora Radio, and I said out loud, I said, don't play anything sad, because I don't want to cry. I mean, I said, I'm in a pretty good mood, and I don't want to cry and get all, depressed. So I said that out loud to my guides, and I was really surprised. But the first song that came on was called "The Saddest Song I've Got." I kid you not, that's the name of the song. It's "The Saddest Song I've Got" by Annie Lennox. uh, yeah, and that is just nuts. I couldn't believe it. I was kind of laughing. I was chuckling. I was like, oh my god, there's no way. Like really? Come on. And I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's do it. And because I didn't want to cry, I'd already put up that wall. Like, I'm not going to cry. You're not going to make me cry. So then the song started to play. And I sat there on the, on the toilet seat with my robe on. And I'm just like, let's do it. Let's hear it. And there's a part in there. It's, I want you not, I need you not. Go look up the lyrics. I'm not going to read the lyrics to all these songs, because that would just be ridiculous. But just go look it up, because it just really got to me because it's a really stripped down version. I mean, it's a stripped down song, and it's just Annie Lennox singing the song, and I was like, I started to cry, but I could feel that I was holding back. Okay, I wasn't ready to just let it all loose, and I'm like, okay, so then the next song was called Love, Love, Love by Monsters and Men. And the big part of this is it has, it was like it was narrating my thoughts, narrating my life. That's how crazy it was. And it's you love, love, love when I can't love you. And I started realizing this is messages. I mean, I distinctly felt the presence of my guides and my family, not just my guides, but everyone that I cared for, that I consciously remember, and the ones that I don't. But I felt her soul, my mom's soul, the one that's in the nursing home or was in the nursing home, there in the room with me, sending me this message. And I don't know how to describe how exactly powerful this was and still is, because the woman in that nursing home, that room at the nursing home, she has no clue. I mean, that's the aspect of this soul. Okay, so when we think in terms of multidimensionality, and we, quantum whatever, like quantum physics, I mean, the soul is so unbelievably powerful. Like, we have we really don't know how powerful. But yeah, I was feeling the presence of her soul right there saying, hey, and she wanted me to know, hey, that part of me doesn't really know how to love. And once again, I would recommend go look up the lyrics and, just take a look, just listen to it. I mean, it was really powerful, and maybe you've even had your own experience with this, but it was moving. And at this point, I'm sitting there, and I had grabbed my mom's dog because I have her favorite dog with me. She just had puppies. Isn't that lovely? But yeah, I grabbed her up and I put her on my lap, and I started to cry a little bit more. The walls were crumbling a little bit. And so then, and I need to pull this one up. The next song, I was just like waiting for it. I was like, okay, I was like, which one's going to be next? And I've already written a blog about this and everything. Oh yeah, on the saddest song I've got, the last lyrics are, I'm frozen still, unspoken still, heartbroken. And that's the reason why she can't love me. And then on the love, 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 I think it's best we both forget before we dwell on it, the way you held me so tight all through the night. So I was near morning, all 'cause you love, love, love when you know I can't love you. And that was like, wow, holy shit. I mean, it rang through me like a sword. I mean, that didn't really make sense. It cut through me like a sword. Okay, so then I'm holding Goldie, and I'm just like, oh my God, I could feel the presence of all of these beings, and it was a loving feeling, so powerful. I mean, I don't feel alone anymore. This is how I'm able to stay sober for so long through all of this, and I don't ever plan on relapsing, but so the third song was What About Now by Daughtry. And yeah, I'm just gonna read this. It's shadows fill an empty heart as love is fading from all the things that we are not saying. Can we see beyond the scars and make it to the dawn? Change the colors of the sky and open up to the ways you made me feel alive, the way I love you, for all the things that never died. to make it through the night. Love will find you. And then it goes on into the chorus of what about now? What about today? What if you're making me all that I was meant to be? What if our love never went away? What if it's lost behind words we can never find before it's too late? What about now? The sun is breaking in your eyes to start a new day. This broken heart can still survive with a touch of your grace. Shadows fade into the light. I am by your side where love will find you. Okay, before I go on with the very last part of that, like, wow, holy shit, she was right by my side. And that's what I was feeling. It was like every thought that went into my head, it was followed with a lyric in the song that was like, right, exactly what I was thinking. It was insane. It was just insanity. A powerful lesson for me, and that's why I'm sharing this. Yeah, and as far as the soul contract, the soul perspective, what if I'm making myself and her all we were meant to be. Like, this is the roles that we chose. This is the life that we chose for the lessons we wanted to learn. And I have everything I need right here. We all do. And I started to bawl, like, seriously, I was bawling into like, holding this dog, like my teddy bear, and a little child just bawling into her fur, and it was just, I let loose. I let loose, and I was, like, finally done. And I could feel this powerful, I keep saying powerful, but it was so moving. This feeling of light, like, I don't know, it was like my heart was lightening up. And I get the feeling whenever I would do the formula of compassion, and you activate the thymus, it really resonates well. It feels so soothing right here. I started to feel how can I describe it? Like an ancient weight was just lifted out of my heart. And it was so, I don't know, it was intense, and it was euphoric. So I started to then feel like as all of this is happening, and it happened so fast, I just felt a sense of fear, and it was a little overwhelming, and I was afraid, oh my God, that these beings are on the other side, and they're communicating with me. They're right. How is this happening? And I started to think too much. And as soon as I did, with that thought, it said, now that we're here, now that we've come this far, just hold on. And I was like, like, terrified. And it goes, there is nothing to fear, for I am right beside you. For all my life, I am yours. And I just felt so innocent. Like, I felt this child that was so wounded in there. Let me get back to where I can see myself. I know this is getting a bit long, but I mean, how do you explain something like this, without going into all of these details? So, that woman out there is never going to be what I want her to be. I have to learn how to love her, and love her fiercely. I do not hate her. I'm able to see it thanks to the formula of compassion. I'm able to rise above that and see it, like, from the angle that my guides and our souls do. I mean, like, see it like it's on a stage, like it's happening on a stage. And I went out there, and because I don't want the words to never be said, and then she dies, or I die, and I never said what I wanted to say, and the words were lost, like in the song. I don't want that to happen. And I went out, and I helped her, and I did things for her that she would never do for me, because I love, love, love. But anyway, that's my story And I have other stories like this that explain my hair sticking up, that explain, how I'm learning the communication through this method. And this is one of many. I've started to realize this a couple of years ago. And I've been writing about it, and and now I just decided to go ahead and share what I've learned in a video by itself. So if you have anything you'd like to add to this, please do so in the comments. And I guess that's it. I do have a website that I'm working on. Eventually, it's going to be, if it's available, I think I'm going to go with starseedawakening.net. And I'm going to sell jewelry. This is the the plan for the next couple of years. I plan to have the blog and the store, and I'm just really working hard to work on myself. Eventually, I'm going to be doing sessions. I'm not sure how to package it. It's going to be some kind of soul navigation sessions. Just general counseling, really. I don't know at this point exactly what I'm going to call it, but trauma healing is going to be pretty much it. Something to do with trauma and healing the soul from the trauma that we go through here. So, okay, thank you for watching, and have a good day. Okay, bye-bye.